topic for this week is sailing with the winds of change. Sailing with the winds of change. So literally closing up this year, 2022. This is the last flow state webinar of the year. And so we're closing this chapter, opening the new, of course, for 2023. And so I've been finding interesting shifts for myself and other people around. So for example, I'll share a brief story, which is a mastermind, a dear friend of mine, mastermind member of 6 years, is taking a step out of the mastermind, going an intensely internal journey. He's actually stepping out of all the groups that he's been a part of, out of all the associations, all the everything, and just going really internal to birth his passion business. And it's a culmination of his life's work. And he feels that he needed to go really inward to then launch that forward. So it was really interesting, so I felt this, on a friend level, feeling very sad, and I told him that I'm going to miss you, hanging out online as well as in person. Number one. Number two, as a leader of the council mastermind, I'm going to, miss the great energy, the great asset he really is to our group. We're all going to miss him in that way. And so number three, I've been through this enough times where things have changed unexpectedly. So I've come to learn and sense and feel what's the wind that's changing here. And I can be sad about it and cling to the past, or I can adjust my sails or adjust my team sails or adjust my mastermind sails to flow with this wind. That ultimately, I believe that wind is beneficial and it's guiding us. It's providing the wind, the momentum to fulfilling our purpose and following our passion more and more. That's my core belief. So how that's been this week of how to adjust adjust the sails to flow with the winds of change rather than cling to the past. And what's been very interesting is the rest of the mastermind members together, we all have the same business model. It's one business. The one person who's stepping away and going on his internal journey, it's a different business model. So that was interesting. It's like, okay, well, if we're all focused on the same business model, what would this next chapter look like? And that's really what's birthed this next chapter for us. It's been very interesting because it's giving us space to develop synergies and clarity and focus in ways that we would not have been able to do with different members with different business models. And it's interesting too, if we have different members with different business models, myself and each of the members, we're never going to boot that person out. Like, it was just not the type of group. We're so intertwined, we're so connected, we're so just connected in that way. So it was interesting of like, oh, okay, this is something we've never done, but now that we're in this place, it's interesting. We are all focused on the same business model, and how can we have synergy with that? So that would be my question for you. And in this week is, has there been any unexpected changes? Business, life, relationships, financial, time, health, health, wealth, and happiness. Has there been any unexpected changes? And perhaps instead of feeling all the things that usually come with that, stress, feeling abandoned, or feeling shook, feeling shocked, all these things that I've felt throughout my journey when, this didn't feel like this, but in the past, it's felt like the rug has been pulled out. And so as I've learned to adjust my sails and sense the wind more and more, it feels less and less like the rug being pulled out to it even not even feeling like that anymore. It's just like, interesting. Where is the wind guiding us to next? And so with taking a look at that one thing, or maybe there's multiple of what's been unexpected this week, now let's open up the conversation of where could this possibly be leading you to? And number one, it's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. My left brain always wants to figure it out. And I've been making more and more peace with being like, okay, I can feel not knowing. I've been making more peace with not knowing. So it's like, okay, I can feel there's something here potentially based on all my experiences. I'm sure it is. I can maybe feel some hints of what it might be. You know, the business model thing, I was like, I noticed that right away. I was like, oh, it's interesting. I don't know how it would work out, but it's interesting. And being okay, I don't know how it's all going to play out yet, but I know enough to just, you know, have this conversation over here, or have this other conversation over here, or take this step here and adjust the sails a little bit to catch the drift, catch the wind here. So that's my invitation for you this week, is to, where can you adjust the sails, which means maybe you spend some extra time doing some inspired planning of what this might look like. Maybe it's having a conversation with a key person that intuitively you feel is right for this, or maybe a conversation with a group of people, or multiple conversations with multiple people. Those are the things that I see as adjusting the sails to catch the winds of change. And so what we'll do today in the flow state experience, where we're going into the subconscious, is we'll release any resistance to letting go of the previous chapter. We'll release any confusion that's blocking our vision from the path ahead of us, with the wind at our backs flowing us forward. Release any hurt or any, pain, shame, whatever it is, of being like, oh man, this was different than the original plan. And we'll release any doubt. It's a natural doubt if the plan changed a little bit, to be like, whoa, where's the firm footing that I thought I was standing on? So release any doubt, so that as we're adjusting our sails, just like in the picture below, feeling the wind forward, and our vision opens up to being clear, moving onwards.